Right, Seva, welcome to another lockdown edition, mate. How's life?
Cheers, Heto. No, life's good at the moment, mate. What about yourself?
Yeah, mate, we're getting through it. I got injected with 5G the other day, so as you can see, my reception's really good. So
Yep.
I'm one part into getting out of lockdown, mate.
Nice haircut, mate. Well done.
Thanks, mate. Hey, there's a story behind it. Why have you got your hat on?
Huh?
Why have you got your hat on?
I got a shit haircut like you too.
Yeah. So we'll get into that, why we've got those bad haircuts. Now, while we're whacking out this potty is you and I have had some conversations through lockdown about some missing content that we feel's going on. So we shared a little bit on social media last night that we're moving away from the Heto and Seva Uncharted brand and we're moving into just Uncharted. And we're bringing on 3 new potties for everyone. So lockdown hasn't been that bad for us.
No, it's been productive.
So what we're going to do is we're going to keep Heto and Seva Uncharted. We're still going to do our interviews. We're going to do obviously a few football stars, and then we're going to get into some other ones. But we're adding the Backstage Pass, the round ball with Heto, Seva and Andy Bernal, and the rails run. So we're going to have a racing podcast with our friend Shaun Guymer.
Yep.
And the Backstage Pass is going to be I'm going to host it with a friend of mine, Scott Young. We're going to talk all things music and live events, which aren't happening. So we're going to try and get some space on that. The round ball is football here in Australia and worldwide with our good friend Andy Bernal. And we're going to get some guest analysts and all that on. And as I said, the rails run, it's going to be a racing show. We're going to get some racing identities. We're going to give everyone some horses to follow and stuff like that.
Yep. Hopefully make some money in lockdown.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, while we're here, let's just get on a couple of our co-hosts moving forward. So co-hosting with me for the Backstage Pass is a good friend of mine, Scott Young. So, Youngen, welcome, pal.
Thank you, Matt. Good to be here to get help this get underway with the Backstage Pass. I think it's a great idea, and plenty to chat about for all the musicians regarding their issues that they've faced during the lockdowns. So, nothing.
Yeah, so obviously no pubs and all that. Nothing's open. So we're going to rip into how live music's been affected and all that, and get out and about when live music's out and about again, and we're going to do what we can do for it.
Yep, absolutely. That'll be
so a bit about Youngen, Seva. Now you've helped him out. You've been to his house.
Yep.
He's just had twins, our friend Scott. So his life's pretty busy. But he's also a drummer in a band, Cambridge, Youngen. So tell us a little bit about that, and then we'll let you get back to the family.
No, thanks, Heto. As mentioned, just recently had twins. I also have a 3-year-old toddler. So being stuck at 3 under 3. It's it's not ideal, put it that way. But
when's the book coming out?
Hey, the boy,
3 under 3.
3 under 3, yeah. It'll be a top seller, mate.
The TV stopped working.
So life is pretty hectic, but we're getting through it. Also I am a drummer. I've been playing since I was 13, and the longest and most outstanding band I've been a part of is Cambridge. We started that back in 2013 with a couple of best mates of mine. Has its ups and downs. Plenty of shows. We went international. We supported some good bands overseas in the Philippines and Singapore, and toured the country a lot. However, and also juggling between starting a family and getting married and all that has its problems along the way. But we're still a band. We're still good mates. However, now with this lockdown and that's been going on since, probably 18 months now. There's not a lot happening out on the road, and along the years that I've had playing in the band, I've come across, made some friendships with guys that are really successful in bands, and at the moment I couldn't even imagine how they're getting by without any work. So it'll be good to talk about, good to digest, and hopefully we can be a part of getting them back out there playing shows and earning some money and being there for their families. And
And we're going to throw out a potty, you and I, in the next week or so, and we're going to give everyone the insights into what's going to happen. But we're going to try and do our bit for the live music scene, and especially when it comes back, we want to rip in. Now, Seva, just before Youngen goes, I have spoken to you about Youngen is the captain of our football team that I coach.
Yep.
All right, so he leads by example. But while this goes out, Youngen has the best nickname in football. And I know Birch is in the background here. We're going to introduce Birch in a second. But Youngen has the best nickname going around, and we call him Jigsaw. Now, Youngen, do you want to take it from there while we call you Jigsaw?
Righto. Thanks, mate. So every year there's a football tournament down in Jamboree called the
Johnny Warren Cup.
Correct, the Johnny Warren Cup. My uncle has been a part of it for years, and all of his Mancunian mates. And I happened to be playing there. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago now, Heto.
Yeah.
Ball got slotted in. I was 1-on-1 with the keeper, and I've missed. Anyway, and
were you drunk?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I think it was an 8:30 a.m. kickoff. So yeah, few beers beforehand, no doubt. But I finished the game, and the boys were on the sideline having a beer, and this Big and Daft, his nickname is. He come over to me. He goes, "You know what you are, Youngen?" I said, "What?" He goes, "You're a effing jigsaw." I said, "Why is that?" He goes, "Because you always fall to pieces in the box."
It's a good one.
Yeah, it's
and it's stuck. So he's just known as Jigsaw around the around the club.
How
so
good.
We're going to run with a few football things throughout the music show as well, football anthems, and talk about that. So, Youngen, thanks for coming on, man.
No worries.
I know we'll let you get back to your family. So, mate, thanks for coming on. We'll be in touch soon, yeah?
No,
Welcome aboard, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Can I ask Scotty one thing before he goes?
Yes.
Are we able to say there's any kind of young music talent out there that, I come across, throw it your way and maybe we can do something on the show with it here and things like that? Is that a possibility?
Absolutely. I'll be happy to, mate, for sure. And
Beautiful.
There's a lot of young talent out there and bands that that don't even get heard. So any help we can give to young musos or whatever, happy
Got
to.
a cousin up in Brisbane, and his young kid was rapping to some beats last night, and it sounded really you kind of know when something's got something about it or it's for the trash.
Yeah.
And, it's worth. I'd like you to have a listen at some point. I really think it's got something about it. So there you go. Thank you.
No,
that's what we're all about, lads.
Yes.
All right, Young, thank you, pal.
Thank you, gents. Good to see you.
We'll have a beer soon. Thanks, mate.
See you later.
So, Seva, that's one part of the potty that we're going to rip out with the Backstage Pass. So we'll bring in Andy Bernal now. Birch, how are you, pal?
I'm fantastic. Really looking forward to this new format that we've got, the new show, the new shows, or however it's going to work. But I think there's a space now in Australian football, in world football, for new broadcasters, for new broadcasting shows and programs, and let's get at it and really take the level of broadcasting up as well, and match analysis and have some fun with it, and bring things out that are black and white. There's too much kind of neutral, let's shake the world up, rock and roll.
So Seva, let's have a convo about what we're going to do. Now, you and I had a lockdown episode, about a month ago, or started the Olympics, yeah?
Yep.
And we spoke about, obviously, all the young talent that's in and around Australia and how we believe they should be given a go and whatever else. Now, we come up with this show to give everyone an insight into how footballers tick, right? So we're going to review the A-League at the end of each round, the three of us, and get some guest analysts on. And Andy, you've played at a high level. Seva, you've played at a high level. Andy, you've gone into player management and all that. And we're going to try and get the ins and outs of what happens in an A-League team as well.
Well, I think that's important. Seva at his time in Italy. I've played in Spain and England, and we've both had our time here in Australian football. So I think we're both well versed to give our thoughts and opinions on the game here. I've been fortunate enough to go and enter the agent world, where I was alongside Beckham and Tim Cahill and Rogic and people like that. So, there's a lot of things that we can discuss, not only on football levels, but on management levels, on the development of kids in the country. And, we can bring in fantastic guests that are a phone call away that, hopefully improve the standard and level of the game here, and give every boy and girl, opportunity to play in the National League here, and hopefully if they're good enough, and they can go on to be Matildas, or Socceroos. I just think there's not enough conversation now, and there's places like Canberra, for example. I would like to one day, before I leave this planet, have an A-League club here where, every little girl and boy, born in this city, looks up to Canberra United and has a touchable dream that they can grab and go, I want to play for them. Then I want to play for the Socceroos or Matildas, and then I want to play for Chelsea or PSG or Real Madrid or Inter or whoever you want. But it's all a little bit, it's far away from people now. So hopefully if we can help all those people, then we'll be doing a good job for them.
And I think it's a good time, right? In our lockdown show, Seva and I spoke about the fact that football's on a reset. The new Premier League, the APL that's coming out, and all that sort of stuff. So I think football's on a reset. But as Seva and I spoke about actually only earlier this morning, there's still things, Seva, that still need to be spoken about, right? That a lot of people aren't going to talk about.
Yeah.
And we're not going to bash the A-League and all that, but we are going to talk about stuff that needs to be spoken about. We're not going to shy away.
Yeah, I think one of the most important things is to, for example, especially overseas, once a game is finished, the show stops. There's no breakdown and nothing analytical
Analysis
after the game. For example, why were substitutions made, not made? Why were certain players left out? Why did players start in certain positions, change formation, all that stuff? So that's something that with our show after the actual weekend, we can go through on every game 5 minutes and go right. Point out some things that were done, some things that weren't done, something that should have been done. And
I also think there's a big thing about managers or coaches, we call them here in Australia, about actual managing a squad, and why they leave players out at times. Yeah. And Bert, you've been in and around it as well, right? And we'll talk about Tommy Rogic as we go further on as well. He was one of your boys, and how Ange is going to get him through the season and stuff like that.
Oh, look, I think that's an important conversation as well. So, Rogic playing for the Socceroos under Ange is different to Rogic playing under Ange
Celtic.
Or Celtic. There's different players come into camp, carrying injuries, maybe not injured, but undercooked, overcooked, things like that, too many games. And an international manager has, a week, 10 days to work with them, whereas at Celtic, he can, monitor the kid every day. He'll know when he needs to rest him. He'll know when he needs to bring him out for a big game. But even, you can go as far back with Tommy as, we'll discuss it further on programs.
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely.
It's all about, young kids getting opportunities here. And, there was a point in Canberra where nobody wanted Tom at the age of 16. I rang every A-League club and some didn't even reply to me. And I think that's disgraceful and embarrassing. That they wouldn't even reply. And not even on an egotistical level, but a former Socceroo is calling you, that's looked after, that's played at a decent level, that's managed Beckham and Cahill, and you don't even reply. You know, and you wonder why we're at a stage in the game where we're at. We need to get better in all facets.
And it's all about communication too, right?
Communication and you know, there's things that impact the league here, the salary cap, to this or that. There's a million things that, you know, when Tom went to the Mariners, you know, Arnie had $15,000 left in his salary cap. 15 grand. Like, Tom looked at me and said, "What?" And I said, "Yeah, mate, that's it for the year." So I convinced him to take that because I convinced him of the bigger plan, of the bigger goal. But not all kids have that advice, and not all kids are in that situation. Look, we could be here talking all day about
that's right.
a million things, but
and that's why, and again, that's why Seva and I we've decided to break off the Heto and Seva Uncharted brand and just brand it now Uncharted. And there was just so much we could have spoken about, right, Seva? So easy to do it in this format, so we can get opinions across properly.
Yep, correct.
And sorry, I think with you know, Seva and myself, the ability to you know, cover it on a global level, and also here, two guys that have played, you know, in different continents and been around that you know, that dynamic of the Juves, the Milans, the Madrids, the Barças, national teams here, the AIS, NPL here, NSL here. You know, to get that kind of, I believe, presence on one show is not an easy thing. That's why I'm excited. You know, we got, you know, we got runs on the board here, and I think people are really going to be, you know, empowered, educated, and entertained.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to rip into just before we finish off with you, Birch. We're going to actually dive into each A-League team. So we're going to analyse each A-League team before the season starts. So while we're in lockdown, we're going to go into the ins and outs of each team, the coaches, the backroom staff, and try and pick early on a winner of the A-League.
Okay, I'm useless at betting. I'll leave that to Seva. I don't know what he's like.
So, Birch, thank you, mate, and we'll be in touch again, and we'll throw up another potty in a couple of weeks, mate. So thank you for coming on.
Okay, my pleasure. Take care, boys. Thank you.
Cheers, Birch. Welcome aboard, mate.
Okay.
So, Seva, how good, yeah?
Yeah, very good. Very good. Excited, eh? There's a lot of good things happening. We've pivoted in the right way, and I think it's exciting. I think what Birch just said as well. It'll be very it'll be informational. We'll be giving out a lot of information and insights and stuff. And I think more brains behind this thing that we're doing, this hub that we've created. It's better than just mine and yours, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. We're only good for so long, right?
Yeah,
Seva,
that's
you
it.
and I.
That's it. And we're not. It's not about us. At the end of the day, it never was. It's about the game itself. It's about sport in general. For example, we've got Shaun Guymer coming on doing his podcast, which is obviously around horse racing.
Yeah, so let's talk about that while you're on it. We were trying to get Shawnee on today.
Yeah, but he's right.
Shawnee's at the races today and tomorrow.
Yep.
So we'll get Shawnee on over the coming weeks. And what we want to be able to do is give an insight into the racing industry as well. Yeah.
Well, even to educate ourselves as well. You know, like we all know how to put on a bet, but we don't know when, for example, there's tips coming out. We don't know why is that horse favourite over so-and-so, but then ends up losing the race by something that's backed in at $31, you know?
That's right.
It could be coming down to the insights, which are training. It's training really, really bad. It may have had the flu.
Yeah.
You don't know.
And we're going to get – and Shawnee is a funny fella too, right?
So, he's a character in himself. He'll do good. He'll do good. He'll be interesting.
It'll be a funny one. Now, we've had some big stuff in lockdown. We've been planning this for a good 6 or 7 weeks, right?
Yeah.
So the Uncharted brand will host all these podcasts, so you'll still be able to find it on our YouTube channel. All that's going to happen on social media is we're just going to change to Uncharted.
Yep.
And all these potties will come down. But our good friends at Mate are going to host all our content on their website.
Yep.
So that'll be all up and running in the next couple of weeks too. So you'll be able to find all our content in one place.
Yep.
On
the mate website,
look around their website. So again, if you need any NBN or mobile needs, Mate's the place to be. And then while you're looking around their website, you can have a look for our content. You can get everything we've done from day one on their website.
Yep. And what do they get roughly? 200,000.
Yeah, they get a lot of views every day, and let's hope we can take this podcast to where it deserves.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole of Australia and the world, and we're looking forward to it.
And also, too, we're doing this because we obviously can't get in studio. There's a new studio being built and everything for us for once COVID leaves us alone.
We'll be back in studio.
We'll be back in studio. But there's heaps of stuff that we done on the, hoping that we would have been out of lockdown by now. So we're pretty much limited to what we can do, but this is our pivot. So, but we still obviously have the studio and everything, and there's a lot more stuff that we can't say just yet, just because of lockdown. It's all exciting.
All right, now for those of you out there who think Seva doesn't do hard work, I went and worked with our friend Seva the other day, and I'll tell you, I'll probably never go again. 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. laying turf. Yeah, you just can have that. So, but for anyone who needs any turf or landscaping needs, Seva, DS Tipping and Excavation, still working in the current lockdown?
Yeah, we've been lucky. We've been very, very lucky. We're not in any LGAs, and as we're essential workers, we're part of the construction civil game as well with the machines we got. All we just need to do is just get the permits going, and that's it. But yeah, we're pretty sweet. We can go inside the LGAs as well, because we've obviously been vaccinated. And life's just normal. It's just hard for all of our wives at home.
You just can't go to the pub.
You can't go to the pub, but that's not the worst thing. But also too, I just wanted to Heto, you want to announce with Team Monster coming on with Monster Clothing?
Yeah, that's a new one for our new brand Uncharted, Monster Clothing, coming on board. So rip into it for us, mate.
Yeah, I got one of the shirts now. They're a Queensland-based company, but they do absolutely everything. They were doing lift kits and everything for cars and stuff like that. They're always at the car shows, and they've got a massive following. And they've come on board, and Team Monster, which will be / Monster Clothing, they're gonna be kitting us out. I've got one of their shirts on now. I've been wearing their gear for a long, long time, ever since it started up. Yep. And they'll be looking after us and so forth.
Yeah, so I'll continue on that. So we're getting all new logos made up for our shows. So Monster are going to help us get some shirts sorted out.
Yep.
So once our logos come in from Little Paper Boat Supply Company, we'll send them off to Monster and get our team. Now that we're going to call us a team, kitted out in what we need. Yeah. So we thank Monster.
And there'll be what we'll do is we'll link everything. We'll put all their website and everything on our bios and that. Tag everyone in there. Go to their website. They got awesome clothes, like absolutely good stuff, cracker stuff. And there'll be discount codes as well getting sent out. We'll be
We're going big, Seva, aren't we?
Oh yeah, we're going big.
Discount codes. Heto and Seva.
Heto and Seva.
Use them.
Direct everyone there. Yeah, no, the gear's really, really good. I love it. Absolutely love it. The gym wear as well. Singlets, everything, shorts, absolutely everything you can think of.
Yeah, so we thank Monster and the Monster team for coming on board and getting on board and backing us for what we're about to do, right?
Yeah. They're getting in early, so when we crack it.
Absolutely. So I did thank Little Paper Boat Supply Company there. We'll tag Matty Clark and the team at Little Paper Boat on Instagram and Facey. We can't thank him enough for getting out our logos done pretty quickly too. So they'll be here early next week.
Yep.
But he also did our air fresheners, and he's done some beanies for MG Active and my football team.
Another one of our sponsors.
Sponsors. So if you need to get in contact with the team, we'll tag them on our socials. And again, they're now doing scarves, air fresheners, hats. Does a heap of hats and beanies for the racing industry.
Yeah,
so that'll come in handy too. Yeah. So he does a lot for them. So Clarky and the team, thanks again, for all your help. And I'll keep running through the rest of them, Seva. Look, we've got a never-ending team who want to jump on board. Again, Ignify Legal, Seva. You know how good the team, Ian and the team are.
Yeah, he's the best I've ever had. Seriously, honestly, he's amazing.
So we've tagged Ian on all our socials. So go and follow Ignify Legal on Facey and Instagram, and we'll keep tagging. So Ian, thank you, mate.
What about the main man that makes you look good every time we jump on?
Yeah, our man Jeff. I was saving Jeff till last, Seva, because you know why?
There you go.
Because he's a genius. Now Jeff's in the background helping us get all this stuff sorted. It took us about 25 minutes to even get on here today. We are the best ever, aren't we, at technology? There's a reason why Jeff's in the background. Otherwise, we'd still be doing it.
Mate, you need a backbone, and Jeff's our backbone.
He's the centre back, right?
He's centre back.
So Sensor Studios, that Jeff's now known as, we'll tag him on all our socials as well. So again, we can't be in studio, so this is Jeff's idea of how to do it remotely. So again, if your business wants to get out on through social media or through whatever, give our man a call because he can set it all up, and he's been doing some other brilliant stuff in lockdown for some other businesses. So, Jeff, thank you, man, and we can't wait for this to be out. But also, want to give a shout out to MG and Logan from MG Active too, who are still on board and keeping us fit and healthy as much as they can.
Yeah, with all the online training they've been putting out, it's awesome.
A lot of online training. So they're still going hard, yeah?
Yeah, go visit them. Go to mgactive.com and sign up. And every day they're putting out workouts for us all and keeping us fit. So when the lockdown leaves us alone, we can head back in the gym, eh?
Absolutely. And we'll tag the boys again. They're doing some real good stuff on social media, trying to keep everyone fit and healthy during lockdown.
Yep.
Now, people are probably sitting here going, why is Seva wearing a hat? Why is Heto got a bad haircut? So while we're in lockdown, everyone's struggling with their mental health. So stupidly or what, Seva and I are going to get on board with this, right? And we've set up through the Black Dog Institute to raise some money for mental health during September, which is Mullets for Mental Health. We have mohawks, as you can see, but we'll put our link out over the coming weeks for everyone to jump on board and have a conversation. Everyone's struggling with their mental health and whatever else, but we'll have the conversation and get everyone through lockdown. If we can do our bit by having a bad haircut for a few weeks, it's not the worst thing we can do, right?
True, very true.
So we'll put all that out over the coming days. And Seva, it was only a quick half an hour potty or so, but we are going to move forward pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Give the game of football the coverage we think it deserves.
Yep. Give
the live music and live events coverage it deserves.
Yep.
And the racing industry.
Yeah, the racing. It all entwines because everyone loves to have a little bit of punt. They've got a bit of spare cash lying around. Everyone loves music.
Go together.
Everyone loves music. So, yeah.
Why not put it all together? Yeah, so, Seva, thank you, man. Thanks for jumping on. Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff.
We'll be up and about, and then you'll hear from us in the coming days about some other stuff. So, thanks again. See you soon, Seva.
See you, mate. Cheers, Heto. Bye.